Hey y'all, what's up, YouTube? What's up? All right, this word came from a dream I had some days ago, whenever that was. Okay, so they had this real black man. Okay, and before somebody just start thinking crazy, cause y'all know how people be thinking, I'm trying to say, no, I love my dark skinned men, all right? I'm just saying. Now, anyways, they had this black man. He was really really black. He was black, but I don't think he was black like that because his skin color. I think he was because he was evil. So I think he was black like that because his those evil spirits that was in him. Like I like he was full of all them evil spirits. So I think all them evil spirits made him look so black like that. All right, so in a dream, he gonna tell me, you a liability. I look at him, I say, no, I'm an asset. And so he looked at shocked. And he looked at like mad, like he was pissed off or something, and he just walked off. All right, so I just want to talk about, how like the title said, I hope you know who you are because, many times people be trying to tell us, you know, who we is or who we ain't. And that's nothing but the enemy, and that I'm pretty sure that's who he represented. The enemy trying to tell me lies, but I know who I was. You see, and so we got to know who he is because it don't matter what another person think. It don't matter what another person say. You know, we our value, our identity is not in another person's feelings, is not in another person's thoughts, is not in another person's words. It's in God. And then sometimes we could be people could be wrong about us, especially people that don't even know us. But we could be wrong about ourselves sometimes too. Sometimes we be lying to ourselves. Sometimes we tend to, look at ourselves in the wrong way. And look at what we don't like and look at like what's wrong and stuff. But when you get with God, and he let him you let him show you what you have, what your qualities is, how you are a blessing, how you are a gift, what is your special, what is special about you. When you let him show you, because you see, this man said I was a liability, but I rebuked that. I rejected that lie. I said, no, I'm an asset, because I know what qualities I have. And you see, I just want to read the definition of liability and asset. A liability is a person or thing whose presence or behavior is likely to cause embarrassment or put one at a disadvantage. And the synonyms of it is hindrance, burden, handicap, nuisance, inconvenience, obstacle, impediment, drawback, drag, disadvantage, weakness, shortcoming, problem, all of that. Just read some synonyms of it. Now, asset, the definition of that is a useful or valuable thing, person, or quality. And some synonyms for that is benefit, advantage, blessing, good point, strong point, strength, talent, gift, um, virtue, resource, beauty, value, merit, bonus, aid, help, saving grace. You see, and I just want to say that about the liability and stuff. You see, you only a liability when you living like a liability. When you're living wrong, when you're living reckless, when you not living for God. And you could be living like a liability even though you're an asset, but you just ain't never figure out that you are an asset. You could be living like a liability, yeah, when you don't know your worth. when you don't know your value, so you could be doing crazy stuff. People, you getting in trouble and stuff, just all kind of stuff, or giving yourself to people and everything that don't deserve you and stuff. That's living like a liability. But when you figure out who you is, when you get with Christ and you start letting them show you who you just how special you are, and guess what? It don't matter if nobody think you it don't matter if nobody else think you is. It don't matter if nobody else value you as because God value you. And guess what? He didn't make no waste product. He didn't make no waste product. It's just how we conduct ourselves, how we choose to live. Sometimes we live like trash. Sometimes we live like waste when we living wrong, when we mishandling our own self. But that don't mean we ain't a treasure or we can't become that treasure we already was, or that asset that we is. And like I said, we all have something special about us. We all have some type of quality, so we all could be a blessing some kind of way. And it could even be in the simplest things. It don't have to be nothing so major. It could be a smile. Your smile could bless somebody. Your warm energy. A hug, the hugs you give, the dances or something, the way you sing something, the way you talk something. Simplicity is beautiful. You don't have to, be able to do all these big things and stuff. And for the people that know how to, is gifted and talented and got, big qualities and stuff, that's a blessing too. But I'm just saying, when we can't do or ain't blessed with, other things that people have and stuff, that's nothing wrong with that. What nothing wrong is nothing wrong with the way God made you. And if God made you the way He made you, well, that meant God felt like the way He made you was good enough. It was good enough for Him, and it's gonna be good enough for the right people. You might, like I said before, you might not be, not everybody gonna love you, not everybody gonna, want you and stuff like that. Not everybody, you're not gonna always be accepted, and that's fine. But that don't mean just because you're not accepted, or just because this person don't like you, or because this person, hating on you and stuff, and trying to get others to hate on you and stuff. That don't mean just because a person is, or people is treating you like that, that don't mean something wrong with you. That don't mean you ain't a nobody, or that don't mean you're not special in God's eyes. I remember my pastor told me, he said, God love you. I said, yeah, He love everybody. And he said, but you special. And at the time, when he told me that, I ain't even gonna lie, I ain't even believe it at that time. Because I didn't know. And so all this time I've been spending with myself, I've been able to see. God been showing me just how much He loved me. And He been, but it's just like, I got real closer to God than I ever was. And He started revealing, things to me that I ain't know about myself. He started revealing to me my qualities, and I start seeing myself for who I truly am. And I was, that's what we got to be able to do, to take these labels off that people put on us, that the enemy put on us, none but lies. We got to strip that off of us. And like I said, all this time I've been spending with God, for some time. I've been able to see the things that I do love about myself. Yes, I do have flaws. I'm not perfect. I got my flaws. I got my shortcomings. And I learned to accept me for me. I learned to accept, the things I don't like. And I learned to love and be in love with the things I do love about the things God did bless me with, the way I am a gift and stuff, even if nobody else think it, I think that of myself. Like in that, I don't know if y'all watched it, but that video when I told y'all about that moment I was having with God, and he showed me a clip of like the ugly duckling. And I was saying, you know, I'm yes, I'm all of that. But you see, let me say this so people don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that in no prideful way. I'm saying that because I'm all of that of what God made me to be. I'm all of what he made me to be. Okay? And you and y'all all of what God made you to be. Even if a person don't think you all of that or this and that, as long as you love yourself and you are right with yourself, that's all that matter. That's all that matter. You know how many people try to tell me and accuse me and misjudge me? You know how many people do that to me? You know how many people do that to me and they just be completely wrong, and I be looking up at God like, Lord, these people really be on one. These people really be like getting a nigga wrong. But it's okay. Cause I know me. And like I said, I start to, be in love with the things I love about myself. Like one thing I love about myself is my realness and my honesty and my heart. You know how I'm very caring and very passionate. I love that about me. Even if a person didn't know what to do with me or handle me wrong or did me dirty, that don't mean that didn't take my value away from me. That don't take your value away from you because a person, never treated you right or done you right or played with you or accepted you or whatever the case. That don't mean you just. It don't matter how people perceive you. It don't matter how others perceive you. God could put somebody in your life that'll love you like you ain't never been loved. God could put somebody in your life that love you like him. Like I seen this man, I think it was on Instagram. I had seen this dude and he was like, he had like, he was disabled, but I forgot like how he was disabled, but when you look at him, the first thing people be like, oh, he'll probably not have nobody and stuff. That man had a beautiful wife. I said she ain't nothing but an angel. That's nothing but an angel. And that's what I'm saying. Ain't no telling how many times that man then got, mistreated, overlooked, looked at like he's nothing. But God didn't send him an angel. So what I'm trying to say is that just because, you know, all kind of people do you wrong, that don't mean everybody. It don't matter if everybody do you wrong. It's still you still that treasure God created you to be. Okay, just like I told that man, no, I'm an asset. Okay, because sometimes people try to make us feel like, we don't have nothing to us. Like we can't bring nothing to the table. Like it's nothing good to us or whatever. Or good for nothing. Who is you? What you supposed to be? Who you supposed to be? And sometimes them words could get in our heads if we let it. If we let it. But you see, I ain't let it with me. I said, no, boo, I'm an asset. What you mean? And he walked off mad, y'all. This man in my dream walked off mad because he was disappointed that I didn't accept his lies. I didn't accept his misjudgment. I didn't accept his hate or whatever it was, his jealousy, his envy or whatever. Because sometimes people try to tell you who you ain't and who you is out of jealousy, out of envy. Okay? Sometimes people will try to bring you down and tear you down because they full of jealousy, full of envy, and they can't see it themselves. Very intimidated and they can't see it themselves. And guess what? That's some people problem. You see, when people come against us, when I say, you know what, when people come against me, especially some people I do not know and that do not know me, when they come against me and rise up against me, I know that's the enemy using them, yeah. We already know that. But I said, you know what? They're not fighting against me. They fighting against their demons. They at war with their self. That's it. That's it. Cause like the saying go, if you feel like you're a true queen, a queen ain't gonna tear down another queen. A queen gonna fix another queen crown. Same as for men. It's not until you step into your true queenness, your king, your queenness, your kingness or whatever. It ain't tell you step into who you are and value who you are and appreciate who you truly are that you could appreciate others. Cause God didn't make us the same, you know. God didn't make us everybody the same. He made us in his own image in different ways, with different gifts, with different blessings, with a different beauty inside and out. You know? But when we learn to say, when we learn to appreciate ourselves and love ourselves, truly love ourselves, then we could appreciate others and not hate on others. And anything we lacking, we could say, you know what, I don't have that, but that's a blessing that that person have that or could do that or is like that. I appreciate that. You gotta appreciate others. You gotta learn to congratulate others. But it's not until we do that self work and we start seeing the value in ourselves. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I really gotta say. Don't let nobody try to tell you different. Especially when when you got to know, when God done showed you who you is. Okay, when God done already showed you and revealed to you who you is, and and you stand firm on it. Cause the way I said it, when I said it to him, I said it in a firm way. Like, go ahead somewhere with that. So I just want y'all to know and remember that it don't matter who think other of you. It don't matter who don't like you. It really don't. You know that? It really don't. Cause I know sometimes we could get caught up in other people's opinions and what they saying and stuff. But when you look at it, it really don't even matter. It really don't. Like it be little stupid petty stuff. It be nothing but the enemy. It's nothing but the enemy. It either be the enemy himself be messing with our own mind, or the enemy using other people like this man who had all these black dark spirits. As soon as I stood up and who I knew I was and stood firm on it, he bounced. He left mad. Okay? So I just want y'all to remember, like, y'all is a blessing. Y'all is a gift. Y'all is beautiful in your own way. In your own way. No matter who don't think so. No matter who try to tell you different, but you gotta know all that for yourself. You gotta find that out. You gotta find that out with God. You gotta let him show you, because sometimes we don't know. Sometimes we don't know, like, hey, what's so good about me? What's great about me? What's so special about me? Sometimes we don't know. Sometimes we don't think so. And just like they got others, that might not think ain't nothing to you. They got others that could think, that could see something in you before you see it in yourself. Yeah, sometimes it be like that. They got others that could see, what you have. That's an asset. That's beautiful. That's a quality to you before you see it in yourself. And it could be simple things. So I just want y'all to, keep that with y'all, for life. You are who God say you are. He bless you how he bless you, inside and out. And don't let nobody take that from you. Don't let nobody strip that from you. Don't let nobody take your identity from you. Never. No matter how much they try. When people, like I said, when people try to do that, that's because something is not right within them. When people, try to get you wrong, time after time and try to comfort you time after time, that's not a reflection of you. That's not a reflection of you. When a person is doing that, something is wrong with them. Seriously wrong with them. And that's nothing you got to worry about. They ain't got nothing to do with you. How another person feel. What another person think. So, what if you feel like that? I remember thing God said I was created in his image and it pleased him to make me the way I was. The way I am, you know? So that's all I gotta say. Want y'all to just keep that with y'all and just let God show you who you is. Let him love on you. And when you start letting God love on you, then you're going to start loving on yourself. Because God going to start enlightening your eyes of the eyes of your understanding to see who you are and how he view you. Even if the whole world against you. You see, Jesus was who he was. Even though the whole world hated him, that didn't dim his light. That just agitated the darkness. Because of who he was. They ain't never what they was saying about Jesus, that ain't never ever ever took from who he was. They never, no matter how much they try to come from, that never took his identity away. That never stripped him away from who his power away. Nothing, you know. So that's it, you know, y'all. I just pray y'all find yourself in Christ before anything. Not in a man, not in a woman, not in what other people say, not in other people's words, not in nothing in this world, you know. Even when you don't, you know, can't see it for yourself. Like I say, let God show you, you know. So that's it, y'all, you know. I'ma be back, y'all. All right, y'all be blessed. All right. All right.